Your cat does something strange today. You probably laughed, maybe filmed it, maybe posted it. But what if that weird little moment wasn't random at all? What if it was a message, one you've been missing every single time? Some of the strangest things your cat does carry the deepest meaning. And when you don't understand what they're really saying, you might be pushing them away without ever realizing it. Here are 7 strange cat behaviors, and what they actually mean. But first, stay until number 7. What your cat does with its eyes is something most owners never catch. And once you understand it, you will not look at your cat the same way again. 1. Why your cat raises its rear end when you pet it. You scratch your cat near the base of the tail, and its entire back half lifts straight into the air. Most owners laugh. Some feel slightly uncomfortable. Almost no one understands what just happened. That area at the base of the tail is packed with dense nerve endings, more concentrated than almost anywhere else on your cat's body. When you apply pressure to exactly the right spot, it triggers an automatic reflex. Involuntary. Ancient. Hardwired. Kittens raise their hindquarters so their mother can groom and clean them. It is one of the earliest and most primal trust signals a cat ever learns, before language, before play, before almost any other social behavior. When your adult cat does the exact same thing for you, it is placing you inside that original circle. You are safe enough to trigger a vulnerability it learned in the first days of its life. But there is a second layer here that most people miss completely. Cats carry scent glands at the base of their tail. Dense clusters of them. When your cat raises toward your hand, it is not just reacting. It is actively transferring its scent onto you. For a cat, that is not a reflex. That is a claim. Research into feline trust behavior has consistently found that cats who frequently seek petting near the tail base display higher overall trust markers with their owners, a signal that goes far deeper than most people realize. If your cat does this to you, you are not just tolerated. You have been marked as belonging to them. 2. Why your cat chatters at birds through the window. Your cat sits at the glass, jaw clicking fast, making that rapid broken sound that doesn't quite resemble any other noise it makes. Most owners assume frustration. The bird is right there, the cat can't get to it. Simple. The truth is significantly older than that. That chattering sound is tied directly to your cat's predatory instinct at its most precise level. Researchers at the Wildlife Conservation Society documented wild cats in the Amazon making calls that mirrored the sounds of their prey, using mimicry to pull birds closer before striking. Your domestic cat is running the same software. The same ancient, unedited program. When it sees prey through the glass, its body doesn't wait for permission. It switches into full predator mode. And that jaw movement is a rehearsal bite. The muscles are literally practicing the kill sequence. In real time. On the couch. Animal behaviorist Dr. Mikel Delgado has noted that chattering happens most when prey is visible but completely unreachable, a mix of predatory circuitry firing without an outlet and a particular tension of being stopped at the last possible moment. Your cat is not frustrated the way you understand frustration. It is locked in. Focused. Running at full capacity with nowhere to go. The next time you see it happen, you are not watching a bored house pet. You are watching a predator at the edge of its instinct. 3. Why your cat knocks things off every surface it finds. It looks you directly in the eye. It places one paw on your water glass. It pushes. You might think it is revenge. You might think it is attention-seeking. You might think it is simply chaos. You would be partially right and entirely missing the deeper cause. Cats are hardwired investigators. In the wild, survival depends on testing unfamiliar objects before trusting them. Is it alive? Is it dangerous? Does it move? Does it fight back? That swipe at your glass is the same neural process a wild cat uses to probe an unknown creature in tall grass. It is not destruction. It is methodology. But behaviorists have identified a second mechanism at work, one that explains why the behavior keeps repeating even after your cat knows exactly what a water glass will do. Cats learn cause and effect through direct manipulation. Every time an object falls, it produces a cascade, the crash, your voice, your presence, the entire room changing in 1 second. For a cat's brain, that is rich, varied, unpredictable stimulation. It is the closest thing to a controlled experiment most house cats run. And every time you rush overreacting, positive, negative, it doesn't matter, you confirm that the experiment was worth running again. The fix is not punishment. Punishment only adds more reactive energy to the loop. Give it puzzle feeders, interactive toys, something that satisfies the investigative drive without using your belongings as equipment. Redirect the instinct. The instinct itself is healthy. 4. Why your cat covers its face while sleeping. You find it mid-nap with a paw draped deliberately over its eyes. It looks like the most perfect accident. It is not an accident. One primary reason cats cover their face during sleep is light management. Cats are crepuscular, biologically wired for peak activity at dawn and dusk, which means deep rest during midday requires blocking out exactly the kind of light that pours through most windows. That paw is a built-in sleep mask. Functional, deliberate, effective. But there is a second reason underneath the first. A cat's eyes, nose, and whiskers are among the most sensitive sensory equipment it possesses. They are also the most exposed and the most vulnerable. Covering them mid-sleep is a self-soothing behavior. It signals that your cat feels secure enough to let its guard down, but still wants that final layer of comfort between itself and the world. Think of a person pulling a blanket over their face. Not scared. Not hiding. Just more settled that way. There is one more layer almost no one considers. Cats lose body heat through their extremities and through respiration, and curling into a tight position with the face covered helps conserve that warmth during long rest cycles. Comfort, security, and thermal efficiency. All three, in one small curled pose, on your couch. 5. Why your cat licks you and then bites you. Your cat has been licking your hand for a full minute. Calm. Rhythmic. Apparently content. And then, without any warning you could identify, it bites you. Before you take it personally, the answer is probably not what you think. When your cat licks you, it is grooming you. That is a bonding behavior. It is treating you as a member of its social group, the way it would groom another cat it trusts. But cats have a lower threshold for sensory overload than most owners realize. What begins as affection can accumulate into overstimulation, and the bite is your cat's way of communicating that it has reached its limit. It is not aggression. It is a boundary, delivered in the only language it has. The difficult part is that cats do not signal the way dogs do. There is rarely a growl, rarely a clear visible warning. The tell is subtle, a slight stiffening of the body, a flick of the tail, a barely perceptible shift in tension right before it happens. Dr. Sharon Crowell-Davis, a veterinary behaviorist at the University of Georgia, has described this petting-induced overstimulation as one of the most common causes of sudden biting in otherwise affectionate cats. Most owners' instinct is to pull away sharply or scold. Both responses teach your cat the same lesson, that expressing a boundary is not safe. Over time, that does not make biting less likely. It makes your cat less willing to communicate before it reaches the breaking point. Learn the subtle shift. When the bite comes, stop calmly. No reaction, no drama, no punishment. That is how your cat learns its limits are respected. That is how the bond actually deepens. 6. Why your cat sprints through the house at 3 in the morning. You are asleep. The house is quiet. And then, from somewhere down the hall, comes the sound of something running at full speed across every floor surface available. Nothing is wrong with your cat. In fact, this is one of the healthiest things it can do. Those late-night energy bursts, called the zoom eyes, are a direct product of biology, not disorder. Cats are crepuscular hunters. Their internal rhythms peak at dawn and dusk, not at 11 p.m. when you went to sleep. The silence of the house is not a trigger. It is an opening. Your cat's predatory circuitry hits its operational peak with no competing stimulation to interrupt it. That sprint through the hallway is stored energy releasing exactly the way evolution designed it to. For indoor cats especially, this matters more than most owners understand. Without a regular outlet for predatory energy during the day, the drive accumulates and takes over on its own schedule when the house goes quiet. It is not chaos. It is a pressure valve. A 15 to 20-minute play session before bed, specifically with a toy that mimics prey movement, can burn through that stored drive before it converts to 3 a.m. hallway marathons. Follow the play session with a small meal. You are tapping into the natural hunt, catch, eat, sleep sequence your cat's body is designed to run. Do it consistently. Your nights will change. 7. Why your cat stares at you without blinking. You look up and find it watching you. Completely still. Eyes open and locked. No sound, no movement, no apparent reason. It can feel unsettling. Some owners look away. Some find it uncomfortable in a way they can't fully explain. Here is what is actually happening. In the animal world, direct eye contact is a threat signal, a challenge, a declaration of dominance or aggression. Most animals avoid sustained eye contact with any creature they are not prepared to confront. Your cat knows this. It lives by this. When your cat holds a long, unbroken gaze at you, when it does not look away, does not flinch, does not break contact, it is doing something it would never do with any animal it did not fully trust. It is dropping every single defense it has. No escape route in the gaze. No exit. Complete exposure. And if that stare is followed by a slow, deliberate blink, eyes closing softly and reopening, you have just received what animal behaviorists call a cat kiss. Dr. Tasmin Humphrey and her team at the University of Sussex published research in 2020 demonstrating that cats are measurably more likely to slow blink toward their owners after the owner slow blinks first. It is a two-way signal. A reciprocal act of trust. Your cat is not staring because it wants something. It is not staring because it is confused. It is choosing to make itself completely visible to you, in the most vulnerable form of communication it knows. The next time it happens, do not look away. Slow blink back. And for just a moment, you will understand exactly what it has been trying to tell you this whole time. You will not look at your cat the same way again. If your cat has ever done any of this, the stare, the butt raise, the 3 a.m. sprint, tell us in the comments. We read every single one. And if this video changed how you see your cat, share it with someone whose cat does the same thing. They deserve to know.